Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to everyone. Welcome today to the WEBA live workshop. Today is the 10th of September, and over here in Switzerland, the weather is fantastic. So we are ready today to do a great workshop in refer of study in New Zealand. But first, I would like to see my colleague from London, Bajinder. I can see that you already wake up in London. So how was your tea this morning?
Well, very good morning. Very good morning. Today I skipped my morning walk. That's why I'm quite ready in my business suit. A couple of meetings today. So looking forward for your New Zealand. I'm thinking it's a late evening in New Zealand, but it's very good morning in London. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Bajinder. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can see that at the moment 33 agents join us for this special edition of WEBA Live Workshop New Zealand. So I would like to start a little bit about the information for study in New Zealand. And I just want to warm up a little bit everyone, and I will show you a short video of 2 minutes. So in the meantime, more agents are joining us. I just share my screen a second. Let me see here, and let's go up here. Voila. So let's start with a study New Zealand video.
My name is Hanna. I study a Bachelor of Nursing, and I've been in New Zealand for 5 months now.
My name is Martina. I'm from Norway and I study nursing at the University of Auckland. I've been in New Zealand for 5 months. What attracted me to New Zealand was all the good things I've heard about the people, that people are so easygoing and welcoming and generally interested in you, and also the nature, which is so varied and so beautiful.
The reason I wanted to go to New Zealand was because I wanted to see a new country and meet a lot of new people. Coming to New Zealand, I was a bit nervous about if everything would be very different and if I would understand how things worked here, but the only difference is the language.
The transition between Norway and New Zealand was quite easy because people were really welcoming and made it easy for us to adjust and make ourselves at home here.
The most unique thing about recruiting in Scandinavia for Faculty of Medical and Health Sciences is that generally people want to come for study abroad and not a whole degree. And while we do offer great whole degrees, of course, study abroad here at Auckland is a fantastic opportunity.
The most fun and interesting thing I've done in New Zealand is really hard to pinpoint because there's so much we've done: bungee jumping and skydiving and kayaking and tramping.
Advice I'd give to Scandinavian students thinking about coming to the University of Auckland, and particularly students wanting to come to our faculty, the Medical and Health Sciences faculty, would be come with a sense of adventure. New Zealand's all about adventure. Come with a plan to study really hard. Academically, we're rigorous and we're ranked highly in the world, so come expecting to get a great academic experience, but come with the expectation that you'll get out and see all the amazing things New Zealand has to offer.
I really enjoyed traveling the country because it's so easy to travel here. During holidays and weekends, I've seen so much of this beautiful country.
If you're thinking about going to New Zealand to study, I would definitely recommend it. You have the opportunities to see so much and experience more than just your student city and meet people from all over the world.
So this is the first video. Now let's see what the students say. And we just warm up a little bit with the first 1-2 video just to make a short introduction about study in New Zealand before to welcome the first guest directly from New Zealand.
My name is Queenie. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Vietnam.
My name is Thao and I'm from Hanoi of Vietnam. New Zealand really welcome us, friendly and kind to us, and they really want to get to know us better.
I met the staff who's taking care of the international student. They take me around from school, introduce me to the student. They help me with everything. I just feel like really welcome.
One of the difference between the Vietnamese school and here is that the class here is smaller, so it's easier for you to concentrate on your lesson.
In New Zealand, they explain more. If you have any question, you just need to raise your hand and then they will come to you. Can we use the first formula?
Every term I'll get a goal to set, so they will really help me and push me to get that good result that I want or better.
And what's the highest possible outcome we can have?
The style learning here is helping you get what you want in your life.
All of B is 11 out of 12.
The point of studying overseas is to gain more experience and to improve my English.
I'm speaking English at school and at home with a host mother, so my English have improved a lot since I've been here.
They have a lot of modern equipment at school in New Zealand, such as computer and interactive whiteboard.
If you need to do something, the equipment is right there.
This part into here?
Yeah, it's really helpful.
They also arrange a lot of school trips.
They put you in a group and you can work in together, develop your ideas, or you can go out and investigate about things that you don't know, but help you in your subject.
Here they have a lot of options for you to choose what you want to do outside class time.
They have a lot of activities since you're a student and you still want to have fun.
So are you in? Yeah.
You can join sport or you can play music. I'm really enjoying it. It's just a great experience for me. I'm glad that my parents chose New Zealand and sent me to study here. I learned a lot of things. I gained a lot of experience. I'm just happy with what I have right now.
So I will stop the video here, because when I can hear that students are happy, then I'm happy too. I'm 32 years in this business. My name is Richard Affolter. I'm the director of WEBA, and I work with many schools around the world. And I think that today is very important to bring to you on board directly a school representative from New Zealand, which will explain you a little bit the advantage to study in New Zealand. But before that, I just show you some video, and I just pick up some of the video on YouTube without too much consideration, because I want to hear as well the voice from the students, because the voice from the students give us security. When a student is happy and the parents are happy, that means that study in New Zealand is very good, is safe. In the end of the day, what we need for our clients is to bring them in a very safe place, in a safe atmosphere. I would like to welcome here now Mrs. Kate Kemp from New Zealand, and I want to unmute her now. Hello, Kate, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well, Kate. Welcome, welcome. We have at the moment 44 agents who join us from all around the world, more than 22 different countries. We have a lot from Europe, even from South America, from Ecuador, from Colombia, a lot from the Middle East as well, from India. I can see many people which I know since many years. So, Kate, I just started a little bit to show a video about studying New Zealand with some, some information about the student which I pick up on YouTube. Tell me a little bit. New Zealand is one of the safest countries in the world, and I think this is very important today, Kate.
Absolutely. We're very proud of the way that we have managed the whole crisis at the moment, the health crisis around the world, and our students are feeling very safe at school. So lovely to see happy students interacting with their teacher and getting the most out of their time every day. So that makes us feel good. We've got a very calm atmosphere at school.
This is very important, Kate. Kate, and now what we do, we will start to share your screen. So wait a second, I have to give you the permission. Okie dokie. Now you can start to share the screen, and in the meantime I would like to talk to the agents in the meantime that you share the screen, and I would like to say to all the agents, if they have some question during the presentation of Kate, please go on the chat below and leave your question there. If you want to work together with Kate as well, just leave your email there and then we will contact you. What is very important now during the presentation is that you remain on the mute you remain always on mute. Kate, we can see your screen, but the screen is Zoom now, so you have to upload your presentation.
Okay, all right. So first thing that I would like to share with you is this PowerPoint presentation here. So I think you can see on screen now 3 photographs.
Correct.
And I'll explain. Yeah, great. So I'll explain to you, this photograph on the left is one of our lovely German students who left a couple of terms ago. She just came for 1 term, but we have students who come for all different amounts of time. So the student on the far right is from Cambodia, and he was with us for 3 years. So he just graduated at the end of last year, and he's now studying at Auckland University, studying construction management. He's a very good engineering student. Our student over here from Germany, she was an arts student, so she liked media, learning how to make films, learning how to design using computer programs from an architectural perspective. She was also a dancer. She was a lovely, lovely girl, and she really didn't want to leave after 1 term. She wanted to stay, but she needed to go back for her exams. So the gentleman over here on the right is our principal, Mr. Shanahan, and you can see he has a lovely rapport with the students. He gets on very well with young people. He also sets very high standards for them, and they know if they've disappointed him. They don't want to disappoint him. But he moves around the school all the time, talking to students, and they feel very comfortable coming to him with any questions or problems. So one of my roles at the moment, as well as being the Director of International Students, I'm also putting together the yearbook for our school. And some of the students on the yearbook committee, one of whom is an international student, said, oh, can we have some fun and interview Mr. Shanahan, the principal? And so they did the other day, and he gave a very funny interview, which we will publish in about a month's time. Mr. Shanahan is a science teacher, so he really encourages students at our school to do the sciences. He was also, in his younger years, a water polo player, so he is very supportive of all the sports at our school. And this sport that you can see in the middle here, this is called dragon boat racing, and this is something that we do in term 1, which is, you know, still summertime in New Zealand, and very popular to do the dragon boat racing. This is on one of the lakes, which is in Auckland City, Lake Pupuki. Yeah.
Kate, I have a question to you. You know, questions start to coming in when we have our live workshop. We are getting out to get 50 agents, more join us from Russia at the moment, from Kazakhstan as well. So very, very interesting. This starting a live workshop. I have a question. I mean, I can see there are many New Zealander, let's put it like this, many Kiwi students. Tell us, how many students study in the school, and out of them, how many are from New Zealand and how many are international? Sorry for all these questions, but it's very important.
That's okay. That's fine. So we have 1,400 students at our school. They're aged between 13 years and 18 years. And of that, 99% are New Zealanders. So our school is based in Auckland, which is the largest city in New Zealand. And that's a very multicultural, cosmopolitan city. So we have people from all over the world there. And we have a lot of people from Pacific Islands because of where we are located in the Pacific. So at our school, you will see many, many different types of people, people from different religious backgrounds, people from different ethnicities. So we have more than 60 different ethnicities at our school, but all those people are New Zealanders. So New Zealand culture is very welcoming to people from all over the world, and our school is a good reflection of what Auckland is all about.
I have another questions which come in to me. Today we have to do a lot of Q&A, so during your presentation I will ask you some questions. you work as well, or you cooperate or with some local university, because many students from around the world, when they go for the final year or for the 2 final years of the high school in New Zealand, then they want to go directly to the university in New Zealand. They want to continue the study. This is usually the direction that the international students are doing this. So you, in your college, you work with some universities. Can you assist the students to enter then in the New Zealand university?
Absolutely. So we have a whole department at our school called the Careers Advisory Department. And they work with every senior student, because all of our students have a personalised program, and they all have a regular interview with our careers advisor, and he will help them apply. And it could be to any of the 8 universities in New Zealand. So all 8 of our universities are in the top 3% of the world rankings, and they're spread throughout the country, but there are other tertiary providers as well. So he works with people and helps to design their course so that it leads them in the right direction to whichever university they're going to, whether that university is specialising in medical or aviation or sports or dental or the arts. Each university has some things that it is strongest in, and he will help them to make the application, and actually make application to several different universities and courses, so that they have a choice when they get their results from their exams, their final exams.
This is a very good strategy. This is always what I suggest to college, if they have a career department, to register students in more than one university, so they have different opportunity to choose with. Kate, you can start with the presentation. We are ready now. We have 51 agents looking forward to see your presentation. Thank you, Kate.
Ah, fantastic. Okay. So I'm not sure how much people know about New Zealand and where it is. So this is New Zealand over here on the right, and you can see that here we are down at the bottom of the Pacific. Okay. So we are about a 3-hour flight from Australia, and we have lots of Pacific islands around here. And we're located on what is known as the Ring of Fire. So this is the rim around the edge of the Pacific, where you have tectonic plates rubbing against each other, and that creates what is makes a lot of tourist attractions actually in our country. So we have boiling mud in Rotorua, and geysers and steam, and Auckland is actually built on 50 extinct, non-active volcanoes. So Auckland is a very hilly city, and the symbol of Auckland is actually a volcano. Auckland is up here, you see, in the North Island, and it's actually on a very skinny little piece of land which has 2 big harbours. So there is a harbour on the west coast, and all the beaches down that side have a iron sand. It's a blackish coloured sand, and that's the surfing side of Auckland. And then on the other coast is a big calm harbour that's full of little islands, and the big island in there is called Rangitoto. That's the dormant volcano, and that's great for boating and fishing and water sports and all those sorts of things. And the city centre is closer to that calm harbour. So here's some pictures of Auckland. So you can see down here at the bottom, there is the city centre. This is the island called Rangitoto, and you can get a ferry, a boat across to it, and walk up there and get beautiful views all over Auckland. And I'm actually taking a trip this Saturday from Auckland City over to this closer piece of land here called Devonport, which is quite a upmarket suburb with some very beautiful villas and nice older style housing. And I'm taking the international students for a walk around that area. And we're going to see some historic tunnels, which are remnants of the 1800s, when people were building a military outpost here, a lookout. And we're going to do some shopping and look around the beaches and have that little boat ride. So they're really looking forward to that trip. Auckland is sometimes also known as the city of sails because so many people like to do yachting and sailing on the harbour. So this is a close-up view of Auckland, and you can see this is the land through here. You can see it's a very narrow piece of land in some places. This side is the calm harbour with Rangitoto Island, and this is the Manukau harbour on the other side with the surf beaches up here. This green area is a rainforest, and this is called the Waitakere Ranges, which is a series of low sort of hills and mountains covered in bush, great for doing forest walks and finding out about the bird life in New Zealand. Any students that are interested in ecological matters, sustainability matters, there are some good talks we can give them in this rainforest area about what we do about pest control and looking after our native species and our native fauna. So the school, Waitakere College, is named after this rainforest, the Waitakere Ranges, and the school is located in the suburb of Henderson, which is on the main railway line that goes through to the city and very close to the motorway, the highway that goes through the city. And it probably takes us about 20 to 30 minutes to get into downtown Auckland. And similarly, if we want to drive over the Waitakere Ranges, these beaches up here. So we're in a great position because we're right in the middle of the nature and the urban life on the other side.
I've been to New Zealand. Myself. Very, very nice country. And I've been as well to Auckland, Rotorua, Christchurch. And I remember when I visited several schools there, which was high school, college, university, the atmosphere was very, very nice, warming, and a very safe place, which I have to repeat this one more time during your presentation for all the new agents who just joined us today, who are interested to send their kids to New Zealand in a second stage. Please, Kate, continuing.
Sure, thank you. So this is downtown Auckland. This is the dining and entertainment part of Auckland, and the shopping and the business centre, commercial centre, is just behind this picture that we're looking at. Now, next year we are hosting the America's Cup racing, so that's sailboat racing, and that will be very, very exciting, and they will be based in this part of Auckland down here. It's called the Viaduct. This is the Sky Tower in the background with, again, great views all over Auckland. But everywhere you go in Auckland, you get great views because there are so many hills. And so you can see the diversity of things to do in Auckland. Over here, we have a gannet colony on one of the West Coast surfing beaches. As I mentioned before, you can do lovely forest walks. And then over here on the right-hand side, you can see the city and our main Auckland Museum. And we have many, many art galleries and theatres and free events happening all the time in Auckland City. So whatever interest the student has, I will be able to direct them and say, well, how about this weekend you go and do this activity? How about you go and do a bungee jump from Auckland Harbour Bridge? How about you go over to one of the islands and go for a walk? Lots of adventure activities, but also lots of more calm activities as well. And something that's very popular at the moment is escape rooms. So there are lots of escape rooms. You know about this, where you have some puzzle you have to solve? Yeah.
We have the same over here in Switzerland at the moment. And as well, my daughter went to this escape room twice in the last 3 months. They really enjoy it at the moment. So I think this is a fashion at the moment. Everyone wants to go there. It's incredible. Bajinder, what about you? What's happening in London with this escape room? Are you familiar with this? We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you, Bajinder.
Yes, I got a son of 26 and daughter of 16, and I think they are more engaged in this activities, and of course they love to be doing this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And of course shopping, lots of shopping centres, and lots of nature things to do. Lots of farm experiences, and last term term one, I had a boy who volunteered every weekend on one of the farm experiences. So he was practicing his English by helping little children experience nature, and that was great. I was very proud of him for doing that.
Fantastic. We're all looking forward to see the school now. I can see many coming into Kate. Everyone is so keen to see the school, because I think that what is important, I mean, your school is unique, because you said before 99% of your students are from New Zealand. So there is
that's right.
Yeah, so there is
that's right. So we have 1,400 students, and about somewhere between 10 and 14 international students who are fee paying. So as you can imagine, our general domestic students are very interested in people from overseas. So I always try to match up every new international student with 2 or 3 buddies, what we call Kiwi buddies,
yes,
who will introduce them to the school and the culture, and help them to join sports groups and clubs and things like that. And that is different to their homestay. So our international students are living with families, New Zealand families, and they will have a whole lot of activities they do at home, and then at school they have a different set of Kiwi buddies. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Now we go into the school site. This school again has 99% of New Zealand students and only 1% of international students. So we're all looking forward to have now the presentation about the school, about the location we already know, about the campus, which is a huge campus, by the way.
Yes, we're very fortunate. We have lovely buildings and very friendly staff. We actually have about 180 staff at school. Now, 1/3 of those staff are not teachers. They might be librarians, nurses, property ground staff. So they're not actually teaching in a classroom, but all the staff are very focused on giving the students a really good experience while they're here. So you can see we have a great diversity of staff as well. And again, Auckland is a very cosmopolitan place, and we are very well known for being inclusive and curious about other people, and very welcoming and warm. And our principal has a philosophy of building good relationships. So he talks about the 3 pillars, which are the student, their family, and the teachers. And he says they need to be very strong, those 3 pillars. So we're always, we're known for having a very high energy staff, because our principal is a very high energy man. So he only employs people who give 120%. I mentioned the age of our students. So you can enroll a student when they're still 12, but they should turn 13 in that term 1. We have 4 terms in the year. So the first term goes from February through to about April, and then we have a 2-week break, and then the next term will go from April through to the end of June, another 2-week break. Then we'll have July through to the end of September, 2-week break, and then October through to December. So 4 terms, and you can actually start at any time of the year. So because we do a personalised program for every student, we can adjust and put them in a group where they won't feel like they're being left behind if they start halfway through the year. So our longest break, our summer break, is that December-January break. And that's a good time to come to New Zealand And some people do just a booster course in English language before they start with us. But we will actually accept students of any English language ability, from beginners right through to advanced. And we have I mentioned we have a careers department in the school, which is very strong. We also have a strong ESOL department, or English support department. So there are 6 staff in there, very experienced, and the head of the ESOL department is IELTS trained, and I'm very confident that she will create a program that suits the level of English of every student. She tests them when they arrive, and that helps her to decide on their academic course.
I have a questions to you, Kate, before that you continuing. So we have here agents as well from Italy today, from Poland, from Kazakhstan, Russia, China, Taiwan, India, etc., etc., Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil. I don't want to miss nobody. Excuse me for everyone if I miss some of your countries, but it's very, very mixed. My question is the following. Some of the people, maybe they don't speak good English. They don't speak English at all. So the English is very low. Do you have international staff who can help the student when they arrive, like someone who speaks Chinese, someone else who speaks maybe Russian or Italian or Spanish, or you're only the staff who speak English?
I definitely can find people who speak Italian and Spanish, and we teach Mandarin Chinese. I can usually find, because I mentioned how diverse our student population is, I can usually find students who speak several languages. So I'm not too concerned about that. I think we can help almost everybody.
Fantastic.
And as yeah.
Fantastic, Kate. Fantastic. I would like to say that, of course, agent, remember me, they are from Japan, from Pakistan, and Nigeria as well, Oman, and Mauritius Island. Yes, I know we have many, many different countries. I just wanted to ask Kate if she has international staff who are able to help the younger students who doesn't speak English at the moment when they arrive, because I know when you come to another country, sometimes you feel a little bit lost. So this was my question. Thank you, Kate. Thank you to reply to me. If I
Richard,
yes, babe. Yes, Virginia.
I want to ask one question here. During the eligibility criteria, there should be some English requirement as well when you do the admission or for the visa purpose, a certain level of IELTS?
No, it's not necessary. We will test them when they arrive at our school, and we will make our decision on how much English support they need in their course from that test on the first day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. And then sometimes we have students who, because their English is not their most confident subject, they may be studying at a junior level some subjects, but they might be very good at maths. So we'll put them in a higher maths class. Or they might be better doing things that are more practical, like food technology or engineering or fashion design, things where you don't have to write a lot of essays. So these are the things that we work out student by student when we personalise their course.
Thank you, Kate.
Now, I mentioned that our students stay with homestays. So this is a typical homestay family here, and a lovely young lady from Vietnam, actually, I think, that was staying with this family. We like the students when they apply to tell us as much as they can about themselves, whether they want to be in a big family or a family with young children or a family with teenagers, whether they like dogs or cats, because a lot of New Zealand families have pets, that's quite normal. Whether they like, whether they have a religion, you know, and want to be with a family of the same religion, or whether they are not religious, or whether they like families that do quiet activities or families that are very boisterous and do outdoor activities. So we have so many families in the area to choose from. We can always make a good match. And the families are usually within walking distance of the school. So very, very easy to get to school. So I mentioned before that we have 8 excellent universities in New Zealand. So we can help students move on to university. One of the things that makes our school special is the diversity of courses that we offer. So our philosophy is to find what the student is strong in, and we will have a course that suits them. So that might be car repair and mechatronics, or so computer programming, or it could be landscape design, it could be food technology, it could be art, it could be music, it could be film production, it could be calculus, it could be philosophy, sciences, maths. So everything that they could possibly want to try or develop, we will have a course with our 180 staff teaching all these different subjects. We are a strong technology school. We like students to bring their own laptop, but we do have lots and lots of computers throughout the school. And very good sports facilities as well. We find that it's important for students to have a physical component to their program as well, whether that's a team sport or whether that's an individual sport. And it's a good way to meet new students as well. We like students to volunteer for activities around the school. One of my international students at the moment is going to run to be a prefect next year. He's also put himself forward to be on the board of trustees as the student representative. So I have been encouraging everybody to vote for him. He's a great student actually. He's involved in the chess club, he plays basketball, and he also studies very hard, which is great. So there are lots of events at school for students to get involved with, and we certainly encourage them to do so. Many clubs and activities, a wide variety, and dance competitions. Now, from a study perspective, the qualification we are offering is called NCEA, and that is the national curriculum, the main program that is offered in New Zealand schools. And it uses a mixture of internal and external assessment. So every time a topic is finished in a subject, there will be an assessment, and the assessment might be worth 2 credits if it was easy, or 5 credits if it was a difficult assessment. And each time the student does the test, they get however many credits to pass that test of that topic. Now, the good thing about this qualification is it gives lots of feedback to the students. So all the way through the year, they're building up their credits. They always know how well they're doing. And they can just pass the credit, or they can pass it with merit or excellence. The students really like this system. So it's a senior qualification. So in year 9 and year 10, they don't sit all these exams, but we like them to try lots of different subjects. So we will move them around every 10 weeks to try different options. But senior students study NCEA. And afterwards, if anyone's interested, I can give lots of links to the qualifications page, which says how this qualification is accepted around the world in different universities. Our students respond, yes, go ahead.
Sorry, Kate, this link, if you can go back for a second, because this is a very important. Maybe this link, if you just can copy this, and maybe in a second stage, if you can just put this on the chat below, so that we, so everyone can have this immediately. I think this can be very helpful. Thank you very much, by the way, to bring this attention on this link. I think this is fundamental for everyone. I do not want to interrupt you on this. Please continue. Thank you.
Sure. So I was just going to say that this system with all the feedback for students, they respond very well to it. And in our school, we're very happy to say that our students are performing above the national averages. So we also give a weekly report for every student. And even when they were in lockdown, we were giving weekly reports, and they find this very, very useful. It looks not only at their academic results, but also how much effort they're putting in. And as I mentioned, there is a very wide variety of courses, either practical courses or artistic courses or highly academic courses. But our principal has a philosophy of building those strong relationships with students and finding what they're good at and developing that. So our motto, as you will see up here in the right-hand side, is achievement for all. So we will find, with every student, we'll find what their strengths are, what their passions are, and we will develop that. And that gives them confidence. And I think, Richard, you mentioned at the beginning, students that are happy and feel safe and connected to their community, those are the students that do well in the world, and they're the ones that are able to adapt and be flexible. And so that's what our aim is for every student.
I agree with you. This is very, very important. By the way, Kate, we welcome at the moment 56 agents, and everyone stay here. No one left since you started, for your information. This is a very good sign. It means that the interest for New Zealand is very, very high. I already get many emails and messages from agents that want to work with you. So I would like to invite all the agents to know that we have your contact already because you registered. So when everything is finished, we will send all the details to Kate, and Kate will send a follow-up to you in a one-to-one basis. So after, she will contact you, and you will receive like a questionnaire to fill out. You will receive a copy of the brochure in PDF. She will send you as well some link on YouTube. And then if you are interested, you can sign an agent's agreement. And then after, you will start to able to recruit students for the school in New Zealand, which again, I will explain as well to all the new agents who join us. The school will help as well when they do the final year or the last two final year of the high school in New Zealand. The school will help to apply directly into the New Zealand University, which this is very, very important for you to know. Thank you very much. Thank you for everything. Please, Kate, continue.
Okay, just a few more slides, and then I'd like to show you a video. So I mentioned it doesn't matter whether the student is academic or a more practical side of student. We will help them to have a personalised course, and we would like them to get involved in a team or play a sport as part of that course, and also to explore the cultural side of New Zealand. So our school is very strong in dance. We enter a lot of dance competitions, both cultural dance and also classical and hip hop. So you'll find a lot of creativity at our school. And in fact, next week is our Arts and Cultural Awards. And so we have 3 top awards in the senior school every year. One is the Sports Awards, the top sporting person. There is also the Dux Literarum, which is the top academic person. And then we have what we call Te Taumata Toi, which is the top of the arts in the school. So a very balanced approach to life. Agents may be interested in the fee structure at our school. So I mentioned we have 4 terms. Each term is 10 weeks long. You can start at any time of the year. If you are just coming for a number of weeks, it would be 400 New Zealand dollars per week. But if you're coming for a term, which is 10 weeks, it is 3,500 New Zealand dollars per term. And the homestay component of that The homestays are $315 per week. That's to have your 3 meals a day and all your snacks and your free internet and all the interaction that you get with your host family. And usually people come and stay a little bit earlier with their homestay family, and of course they have school for 5 days a week, and then they stay with their homestay for the 2 days of the weekend, and they might be staying all of the school holidays. So it all balances out that the homestay component costs about the same as the tuition component. So medical insurance is compulsory in New Zealand for international students. If you were taking out medical insurance for the whole year, it would probably be about $580, so if it was for 4 terms. And if students are just coming for 1 term, then they are quite welcome to wear their own school uniform if they have a school uniform from their home country. And then we do suggest that they bring some extra money for things like this weekend when I am taking the students out on a boat ride to Devonport. That's free, that's included, but I said to them, can they please just bring some money for snacks and buy their lunch while we're out. So depends how much the students like to go out and explore Auckland. I'll always encourage them to go out at the weekends and make the most of their time in New Zealand. So we respond very quickly to inquiries, and there is an application form which you can find on our website, and I will also send that in the follow-up to you. And remember that we don't require you to have a particular grade from IELTS or TOEFL or anywhere else, because we are very confident that we have a very good English support system within our school. Part of the application, though, is I do ask the student to write a letter of introduction, which tells us more about them, and that helps us to match them with a program and match them with a good homestay family. So if I can exit out of that, and I'd like to play you this video here.
Please go ahead. In the meantime, I speak to the agents until you're preparing the video. So, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest advantage to study inside in a New Zealand university is to send your students for the final year or the last 2 final years to the school in New Zealand. So the application process into the university in New Zealand is much easier, because the New Zealand, the school of Kate, she will, with the team, will help your students to apply into the New Zealand university. So this is the win-win, because as you can see, the price is 3,500 New Zealand dollar per term. So in total, there are 4 terms per year, correct, Kate?
Yes, that's right.
So there are 4 terms per year. That means that your students have to do 4 terms in New Zealand, maybe the final year, and then after they can apply directly into the New Zealand university. So this is the win-win. This is the strategy to use to recruit students for New Zealand university. So enter into the school, do the final year or the last 2 years, so they will reach the level that they can enter into the New Zealand. It's like the bridge to go into the New Zealand university. I'm looking forward to see your video.
Okay, so I hope you can see a little video screen down there now. Yes, okay. I will start this now. Auckland here, and this is our school. Just stop this and show you, this is our huge playing field that we have. The part of Auckland that our school is located in used to be very well known for vineyards, so growing grapes to make wine, and other horticulture, lots of fruit and orchards. So our school is actually built on an old orchard and vineyard. This is one of the surf beaches. This is the city on the other side. And I mentioned that our motto is achievement for all. So we will find with every student what they're good at and design a program for them. explain that the teaching style in New Zealand is very hands-on. We really don't like teachers to stand at the front of the room and talk at students. The teacher comes alongside the student and expects to be asked lots of questions and expects students to interact with each other as well. So that style is very successful. And our teachers have actually won an award from the Prime Minister in New Zealand because they have a program of continual improvement. So every Wednesday morning, our teachers spend an hour learning to be better teachers, and that's why they won the award. I'll just stop there. This part of the video talks about the homestay, and what you're looking at is a typical New Zealand home. So most New Zealand homes are not apartment style. They are on a little plot of land, so they have a front yard, a backyard, a garden, and they're in a suburban street. And as I mentioned, all the homestays are within walking distance of the school, or it might be one train stop or one bus stop, something like that. Now this is the haka. You might have heard of the haka. This is a Maori war dance, and Maori are the native people of New Zealand. Maori culture is a big part of New Zealand culture, and the haka is often done as a challenge, or it can also be done as an expression of pride. So this haka here was actually our whole school doing a haka for some visiting All Black rugby players who came to our school last year. The student here from Cambodia was the top scholar in the whole school in 2017. So this is her family who came over to celebrate with her. And as I mentioned, these are some of the key selling points of our school, the diversity and the inclusiveness of our school, the help that we give people to go to university, our interactive teaching, and the personalised programs. So I do have another video. Do we have time for another video?
Yes,
Richard?
more than happy. But before the other video, I have some questions who are coming from the agents. So let's talk about the questions that I get in. So yes, one of the main questions that you can imagine what is the question is, yeah, this coronavirus here, I hope it will go away immediately today, because I think everyone is a little bit tired with this coronavirus. So they ask me, how is the situation now at the moment for enter in New Zealand? And this question came directly from Katia from Italy. Let me see. Yes, she was asking me these questions. So tell me a little bit, how is the situation now at the moment with New Zealand, and what you think it will change? Thank you.
We've actually been very successful at controlling the virus. We have a very strong lady Prime Minister at the moment, Jacinda Ardern, and her government's response has always been to, she says, go hard and go early. So there's way back at the beginning of the year, we had 7 weeks of quite a strict lockdown. which was very successful. So people stayed home from work and the government supported them, but it was actually a good chance for everybody to just kind of breathe and get their heads around the changes that were happening in the world. Lots of people became a lot better at technology. Online learning started to happen with students, and I mentioned that we give lots of feedback and we give a weekly report. So there were lots of new things that we had to learn in that 7 weeks, new ways of living. Then we all went back to school. That was in May. We all went back to school and to work. We have a system of levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and the government decides what level the country is in. So when we got back to level 1, life went on as normal, apart from the border was closed. So only New Zealanders can come back to New Zealand at the moment. We had 103 days with no coronavirus anywhere in the community. But of course, we're still letting New Zealanders come back from all over the world. And at the border, we sometimes find New Zealanders who have caught COVID overseas, and then we have a quarantine system for them. Now, just recently, after that 103 days with no COVID, we had a little outbreak in Auckland, the largest city. And so we went back into a lockdown. And it wasn't the highest level of lockdown. It wasn't the level 4 lockdown. It was only level 3. And that lasted for 2 weeks. And now we're back at school and back at work. And there's a couple of cases that crop up every day. So today, I think there were 4 cases, and immediately they are isolated. And we have a couple of people in hospital, I think, but not serious. So yeah, we're very, very protective of our COVID-free status. But as I say, at school, the children are calm. Mask wearing is something that happens on public transport, and if people feel like wearing masks at school, they do, but they don't necessarily need to. The government doesn't make them wear masks. It's only to make them feel more comfortable if they want to.
So when international students are able to go back to New Zealand, do you have any idea when they will reopen for international students?
Well, we're all waiting for a general election at the moment. So New Zealand's government is made up of a combination of political parties, and every 3 years we have an election, and next month is our election. So after the election, then there will be a new formation of government, and we will find out then what the situation will be for next year.
So ladies and gentlemen, we have to be patient at the moment, but we hope everyone that they will be reopened by January 21, which I presume that it will happen as well in New Zealand, like it will happen in other countries. This is the information that I get in at the moment, and we all hope, of course, that this situation will be going away very early. Kate, we welcome now 60 agents, 60. So this is I think very interesting to see that many more agents join us today for the workshop about studying New Zealand. Please go ahead with the second video, Kate.
Sure, okay. I will share my screen.
Yes. If there's any question from the agents, just type down on the chat system.
Okay. And I will just make sure, just sharing this computer sound. Okay. Here is the next video now.
Why Waitakere?
Why Waitakere?
Why Waitakere?
Why Waitakere?
Why Waitakere?
Can you see that okay?
Yes, fantastic. Very nice. I like it.
Great. Okay.
Because I love the place. The staff are like my family, the students are awesome, the facilities are great.
It's just a very comfortable learning environment, and we're like one big happy family.
I love the warm, friendly, inclusive environment we have at Waitakere College.
I'm very proud of our innovative and passionate teachers. They always challenge our students to be the best that they can be.
My teaching is holistic, and it fits in with the values of the school, caring about the students' well-being and academics.
I quite enjoy the cultural diversity, bringing everyone together from so many different places.
Our main goal is to make sure that all students leave Waitakere College with at least level 2 mathematics.
I'm on the Board of Trustees here to build on what is already a strong foundation within the school.
Because we had parents rave about Waitakere College and we checked it out and my girls really love it here.
We focus on the value of the person, what they're about, what they can bring to the school, what they can bring to society and how they can achieve that. We really care for your son and your daughter. We want to make sure that they're going to be a graduate in 5 years' time. They're going to be going off to university. They're going to have a high-end trade skill. We've got pass rates now above all the national indicators and national averages.
It's just been amazing to be part of the incredible growth of pride in Waitakere College.
A significant dimension of our responsive curriculum are our vocational pathway programs. Last year we had 217 students out for at least 1 day a week experiencing their workplace or a tertiary program.
Students at level 1 and level 2 are now selecting their English by topic.
Teachers are no longer in charge of transmitting knowledge to students. It's their job now to inspire students to discover, create and explore new learning.
Not only are we increasing the number of students moving into senior sciences, but they're also taking multiple sciences, which ultimately help them on their pathway to university and other courses.
Very nice video. Very, very, very nice video. I mean, you made a fantastic presentation, Kate. Really, I was very impressed. And I got many messages from agents now who are very much interested to cooperate with you. Kate.
Oh, that's great.
I have some questions. Questions is, if I understand well, the school has around 1,500 students, 99% are students from New Zealand, 1% are international students. But from this 1%, you welcome students from all around the world, from Asia, from Europe, from South America, even from other countries. I have a general question, what I think it's very important for the agents to know, and is about financial business. How much commission the agents will earn if they will send students to your school? I mean, we are living in a world of business, and the agent, they all ask me, many ask me these questions. So I do not know if you want to tell this question out today in front of everyone, or you want to inform individually. It's up to you, Kate. Every school representative has another idea, another point of view, please.
No, I'm happy to share this with you. 15% of the tuition fee is our agent commission. And we do expect agents to be actively involved with their students. So, but every year that the student is there, if the agent is still involved, it will be 15% of the tuition fee for that year.
So this is something very important for all of you to know. You have as well the possibility to get a commission for the year 1, for year 2, for year 3, depend how many years the student will stay at the school in New Zealand. The school is... So
sorry, I was just, somebody popped up a question saying, what is the tuition fee? So it is 14,000 New Zealand dollars per year. And I believe that equates to less than 10,000 US dollars. So it's 9,000 something US dollars.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, this is correct. This is correct. I just put this information here. This is maybe for some agent who just join us now, that they was not aware about this information. Is 3,500 for term. There are 4 terms per year, just for your information. So this is the price. In US dollar, I think is around 9,800 US dollar with exchange rate of today.
Mm-hmm.
but it can change, it varies. I mean, the very important part of this is that if you have a student and he wants to do the high school program, fantastic. But if a student who wants to do the university, to enter first in the high school and do the last year in the high school or the last 2 years in the high school, then it will be easy accepted into the New Zealand university. This strategy is used as well over here in Switzerland. Many students, they come here or they go to New Zealand for the final year, and then after they apply into the New Zealand university. This is a strategy which I really suggest to many agents. They will win more clients, because in the end of the day here is to win the client. How to convince a client to go to New Zealand? What is the advantage? I have a question to you. How much costs a regular university in New Zealand per year, more or less, the tuition fee?
Oh, that would depend what the course was, whether it was a medical course or whether it was an arts course. Maybe could be any, it depends how many papers they're doing, it totally depends. But we have different universities that specialize in different aspects.
Yes, I made a research, tell me if I'm wrong, but the price can vary between 4,000 to 12,000 New Zealand dollar per year. Depends from the program and program.
Yes, I would say that's correct. Yes.
Okay, so this is we are here today to see how you can convince your students to go to New Zealand. One, safety. Of course, safety. New Zealand is a very safe country. Auckland is fantastic. Auckland is a great city. It's a big city, so the students enjoy. Accommodation is great because it's walking distance. So from the campus, there's this walking distance. This is something unique as well to send the student to New Zealand. So they feel comfortable. They can walk to the school, correct?
That's correct, yes. We encourage them to walk. It's much better than going by car.
Exactly. So the school has a lot of staff that will be as well help them with their own local language. So they have different staff who speak different languages. So this is another plus point for the school in New Zealand. You want to give a final speech about the school, Kate?
Well, I am an ex-student of the school.
Okay.
So. And I am not unique. Many of the staff are also ex-students, or else they have some community connection to the school and they send their own students to the school. So the school was established in 1975. This year is our 45th year, and we are now seeing third generation students. So people whose grandparents came through Waitakere College. The relationships that we build within the school and within the community are very important to our principal, and he only employs staff who will put in a really high energy. They like to connect with students and they like to do extra things with students. This is the type of school it is, a very warm, inclusive school where there's lots going on all the time and students will never be bored. So that's why I think they should come.
Fantastic. I just read more messages that are coming in from different agents. And I think that Kate will prepare like a package for all of you, a package of information. So she will contact each of you and she will send the information about how to cooperate with her directly to you. So you will be able to read all the detail and to understand how everything is working, as well the financial aspect, the payment aspect, the commission, etc., the accommodation, the assistance when the student arrive at the airport. I mean, the school has a full assistant for every student, so they will pick up the student at the airport in Auckland. Usually is the homestay who arrange this, or maybe one of the school representative inside in the office. So she will come back to each of you and she will send an email. We have all your email contact here. And I can see that agent sent me the email at the moment. We have your email because you registered before to join the workshop today. But thank you very much to put this down as well one more time. It's always very, very helpful. Kate, thank you very much. Thank you very much to be today with me here. We had 60 agents in total today. This workshop, which is lasts for 1 hour and 10 minutes. I think that you have given a very good impression. Now we will start to work with the follow-up together. And later today, I will start to send you the list of all the agents who join us. And so that you will be able to contact them tomorrow or on Monday. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, New Zealand is a very interesting country. Financial wise, we have to be honest, financial wise, the situation is not so good around the world. New Zealand, with all the respect, but can be a solution to send your student to New Zealand because the living cost is a little bit less expensive than other country. I make Switzerland as an example, or sorry to say Virginia as well, the United Kingdom, because the New Zealand dollar is a bit lower. So many more students can afford to study in New Zealand. And this is a win-win. Bajinder, what are you thinking on this?
Absolutely excellent. Thanks, Kate, for the wonderful presentation and the environment which you showed us around Auckland, and the school is really very inspiring. And I mean, now, as always, I tell to Richard, whenever he brings such a schools or colleges, we love to go back to our school age and want to join these schools, college, but we can't do that. Now, coming to New Zealand point, I have been closely working on the immigration side. And as far as students who want to in future settle in New Zealand, there are job opportunities as well, very good. I've been working with nurses, care workers, IT professionals, and even chefs. There are a lot of professions which are in shortage occupation. So I'm just talking about the future of students. So after completing the education with your college, there are very good job options for them to work and further settle in New Zealand.
So I would recommend that people work with a licensed immigration advisor to work through that side of things. I can only help students to work with their student visa online. So I usually an agent will sort out the student visa for the student when they arrive. And then if that expires while they're in New Zealand, I can help them to make the application online to extend their visa. But I can't give any immigration advice. I'm sorry, but you are correct. There are lots of opportunities for students in the community.
Yeah, just to introduce, I think Richard might have not done. I'm an immigration lawyer based in London, and I have been working in this category. So yes, so don't worry about that. But I'm just showing to the agents who are in the team here that there is a future in New Zealand even after study. That's what I meant to say. Thank you.
And for our senior students, it is possible to apply to Immigration New Zealand for them to do part-time work while they're studying. So as long as I am confident and I write a letter to say that they won't neglect their studies by having a part-time job, that is possible as well for senior students.
What is the minimum age for starting that job? In London, it is 13 plus.
Oh, it's year 12, year 12 study, which is the second to last high school year.
Understood. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you. Yes, Bajinder is always support me for the immigration part around the world, so I always bring him on board. He's a team member of WEBA as well. So on top of that, he is as well a lawyer for immigration. It's very important when we're dealing with school around the world, when there are some specific questions that we are able to answer. Kate, again, thank you very much. It was a fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I think the agent was very happy to listen to your presentation, to understand about the school, the potential is very, very grown. I would like to say one more time, thank you very much, Kate, and as well to all the agents. Thank you very much to join me today for the New Zealand workshop. I would like to remember everyone that this afternoon at 1 o'clock London time, we have our second workshop and is study in Italy. So we move from New Zealand to Italy today. So Bajinda, looking forward to see you there as well. And thank you as well to the agents coming from the Philippines as well. Thank you for Kazakhstan, as well from Colombia. Thank you very much. More agents join.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a great.
Okay, well, I very much appreciate you organising everybody together, Richard. It's a fantastic group of people that you have brought together here, and I've really enjoyed talking with you, and I look forward to further conversations by email or Skype or however people want to talk to me.
Thank you very much, Kate. Thank you. Thank you, Michaela. Thank you, Maria Teresa from Ecuador. I think it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning over there, and all the people from South America who are awake on this time, and as well people who are very early in the morning. I can see people 4 o'clock in the morning still already wake up for the workshop, and all the other people from Europe, Michaela Ricciarelli and Jerzy Heinrich, and many of you, which I know many of you since many years as well, who joined me today. Diana, Daria from Russia, from Kazakhstan, from Hungary as well. Excellent.
Wow.
So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Hope to welcome you today or in another day. We have many more workshops coming up shortly. I wish you a safe day. Keep calm. Everything will going well, like we always say, and keep smiling. At the end of the day, this is the most important, and keep health. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.